Welcome back, everyone, to the third part of That Range Life, a channel sometimes about golf's behind the gear on the new Tour Edge Exotics 725 series of clubs. Today, we're going to dive into the historical bread and butter of Tour Edge golf, the hybrids and fairway woods. I'm so excited about them. Let's get into it. Welcome back to That Range Life, a channel sometimes about golf. My name is Bill Bush from DriveRangeHeroes.com, at Range Heroes on all of your favorite social media platforms. Do me a favor. Before we get going, as always, please go down below, hit subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified every time we post a video here on the channel. I know we're coming into the off season of golf here, and I feel like things should be shutting down, but this is always when things start picking up. New gear comes out, start finding new random stuff that we got to hit and test. So, you know, you don't want to miss that. So hit the bell, do all those things. We really appreciate it. All right. I don't know about you guys, but I'm always excited for what's coming from Tour Edge. They've made really good drivers the last few generations of clubs, but man, there's one company out there who knows how to make a fairway wood and how to make a hybrid. And I feel like I'm doing them a disservice in saying this because they totally deserve all the credit in the world for really all the clubs. Like, man, they're the Forged Pro 723 iron or Forged 723 Pro, I think it was so good. Just God, I've played their drivers plenty over the last few seasons. I've had tons of their clubs in the bag, but they are just so good at making fairway woods and hybrids. So I'm really excited for this new 725 series of woods, and I don't even know where to begin. So let's start off with they are basically in the fairway woods and hybrids. They're pretty much adopting all the same technologies they're using in the drivers, super high MOIs as much as you can in the fairway woods, and that's again the resistance to twisting at impact, so it keeps a straight shot, right, or a straight club face at through impact, so you're going to hold your lines and be more accurate. We have the E725 for the more forgiving, easier launch kind of a deal, a little bit larger footprint, and the C725 fairway wood for the shot maker, more discerning player, a little more compact head, but you can get a little cute with your center of gravity and that lower penetrating flight. That's what that's good for. And then hybrids, same thing. You have the E725 hybrid for easier launch. I would say more like in that mini fairway wood category, and then the C725 for maybe you like that small classic peanut hybrid. Because I'm going to tell you before we get into it, it is compact, but iron replacement. It's definitely for more making shots and shot shaping than it is for just pounding these long straight balls, right? So that's we'll get into those, but you have the revamped flight tuning system, just like the drivers. So better manipulation for loft, lie, draw, fade. And then, like I said, the C series, you can move your center of gravity forward and backwards for taking some spin down or your launch down. And you have 3D diamond face as well. So those, rather than just sort of the mini diamond shapes behind the face, we now have 3D. I said they were 3D printed in the drivers. I'm not sure if they're 3D printed, but they're 3D, so they actually look like little mountains behind the face of the driver. So that's getting your face thickness right wherever it needs to be and thin where it needs to be. So you're gonna have more speed around the edges of the club, so your heel and toe miss hits aren't as bad. And then you have more speed off the center of the face as well. But Diamond Face is going to help with that. 360 Ridgeback technology. So again, we're like the drivers. We don't have the spine going across. We have more carbon on the crowns as well. Okay, so that's I'm checking the hybrids here. Same thing with the hybrids, but so that 360 Ridgeback is going to give you a more rigid, solid head. So the energy is transferring back into the ball, not in the club head, maintaining its shape or coming back to shape at impact. So that's a big deal. That'll help with your feel, your sound, really everything. That's a big deal. Again, a lot of carbon fiber. That means they can be strategic about weight placement in the fairway woods, give you better balance, higher MOI, and it makes it. I know golf club companies have been saying that forever, strategically placing their weight, but the more they don't have to waste weight in certain areas, like the crown of the club, top lines, you name it, it gives them, they can put weight in the right places that are going to make it easier to hit the ball well. They can make the club sound better, feel better, all of those things. So that's great. Then they have the same finned internal ribbing to help make the club sound better. Um, all of them have speed tested shafts again, and just a reminder of what that is. So they use their robot to test at different swing speeds which shafts perform the best, and they then give you that option to select from. Makes it a little easier to self fit, or at least give yourself a starting point if you're not going in for a fitting at your preferred club fitter. So all of that in your fairway woods. I almost said drivers, but it is in your drivers, in your fairway woods and your hybrids. So let's get into talking about each one of them individually, and I'll share my thoughts. Starting with the C725 fairway wood, purely because opening all these up, it caught my eye the most. The compact footprint. I'm not surprised. The C fairway wood always looks really good. The C725 is no exception. It looks incredible. Nice matte carbon crown. Only thing you have on the top line is a 725 for the alignment mark. You have a rear sliding weight to adjust your fade and draw bias, and then you can swap the weight into the front here if you want a heavier weight forward to bring your center of gravity, or I should say bring your launch and your spin down. It's up to you. But now, one thing I'm noticing, this rear weight, a lot of times in fairway woods where they're doing these rear low and deep sole weights, they're further back in that trailing edge, and this is a little bit forward. So there's some space here. I'm going to be interested to see what kind of effect that has. And what I think I'm going to like about this, if I move I have the heavier weight here, this is going to help bring my launch and spin up a little bit. So make it a little easier to hit, help with that forgiveness at MOI, because that rear position will also help make the club a little more balanced, a little more forgiving, raising that MOI. But it's not all the way back. So I feel like you should be able to get a lot of those benefits from that rear center of gravity position without going too extreme and too far back. We'll see. I don't know, but that's what I'm wondering. I can't wait to find out, but super excited to hit it. The C725 fairway wood is available in 13 degree, 15 degree, 18 degree, $300. That's the big guy. So this is for your shot makers. Historically speaking, I can't tell you, I have found it to be the C fairway woods to be ultra forgiving. So keep that in mind. These are shot maker fairway woods. The E725, on the other hand, the E fairway woods have always been easy launching. Now, I don't think you need to be high handicap to benefit from these. I've been playing the E722. Yeah, the E722 fairway wood for quite some time, because really easy to get up in the air, really easy to hit long, super good fairway wood. These have a rear weight only, and you can get different weights, heavier ones. It's not slide, you can't slide it, it's not adjustable, but you can swap out for different ones depending on if you want a better feel, you need a little more launch, a little more spin. You have that little bit of a larger, but not huge footprint, really good shape, still looks really clean. You can get the E725 fairway wood in 15 degrees, 16.5 degree, 18 degree, 21 degrees, and $250 on that guy. Then let's get into our hybrids. We'll start with the E725 Hybrid. Again, mini fairway wood concept here, a little bit of a larger footprint. If history tells us anything, it's going to be a rocket launcher. It is just going to pound the ball. I can't wait to hit some missiles with it. You have the rear weight as well on this guy. Same technology, very similar, but just in the smaller hybrid footprint. Like I was saying with the C stuff, and even in the C725 Fairway Wood, the E725 Fairway Wood in this one, it's not the weight isn't extremely back. So I'll be interested to see what kind of effect that has on things, as opposed to having it all the way to the edge here. So uh, E725 Hybrid, 19 degrees, 22 degrees, 25 degrees, $200. Last but not least, the C725 Hybrid, super compact. I'm assuming this has a little bit of the Bernard Longer influence in it. It looks like the shape they started showing when he started coming on board, but really compact, really small. I'm super excited for it. Has a sliding weight in the rear here. And so this one is all the way back to help with your fade and draw bias. Really clean. Like I said, super compact. You're looking at 17 degrees, 19 degrees, 21 degrees, $200 on this. Remember, speed tested shafts on all of them as well. Don't forget that. Oh, forgot to mention the E725 Fairway Wood and Hybrid both have power channels in them, so that should help with a little bit more face flex, help with your speed, and make it go a little further. I'm excited to see that's not new technology in golf, but I haven't had that in a Tour Edge club before, so I'm excited to see what kind of speed and distance I get out of that. All right, so there you have it. We have our two new exotics, Fairway Woods and Hybrids. They look really good. On paper, they sound great. Only one way to find out. I'm going to test them. I'll report back. I'll make sure I let you know here on the channel. So subscribe, hit the bell, do all those things. Follow me over at Range Heroes, so you know when I get that review up on driverangeheroes.com. Appreciate all of that. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed our Tour Edge Exotic 725 series. Go back and watch the other ones if you haven't. And stay tuned. We'll be posting them soon. Thanks, everyone.